at the end of the day, if anybody's out there chasing their dreams and their goals, you got to know that naysayers are going to come with it. People who's going to not understand your journey. But it wouldn't be your journey if you was doing it for them. This is my favorite spot out here because at nighttime you just see the stars. Like one time I saw 7 shooting stars out here. It's like we came a long way from home, man. Coming from the Calio projects, you know, Mo City, Texas, and being up here, literally on top of the world. This is the American dream, for real. And my dad started it. I'm gonna keep this thing going. That's the creator of Batman right there. That's all. That's the creator of Batman. I think next door is somebody who created a sunscreen. We got the Kardashians over here. This is the real life of the Kardashians. You may be walking and may see a Kardashian roaming around.
That's funny.
Chris Paul got a crib right there. Britney Spears used to live over here, so it's just like, it's crazy. Just knowing where we come from.
You don't put people on pedestals though, because you know they're all humans.
I did a post the other day where I said, it's not about what you have. It's not about how much money, the fame. It's about if you're a good person. Yeah. And that's why, look, I'm going to tell you, all these people live here, but not too many people come to our house because guess what? Only one come to our house is Travis Barker across the street because we respect people for who they are. We don't hang out with you just because you're rich or you're a celebrity. Yeah. It's like if we don't know you personally, we don't know you. We treat you like a normal person. But yeah, we're kind of known to be the dark house over here because it's just like we don't mingle with everybody. Yeah. And it's no disrespect. It's just
you're building
a
legacy.
Yeah, but we like to know people for who they are. Yeah. You know.
I love it, man.
Yeah, but just coming out here, it's just we came a long way. I gotta take you to my favorite part of the crib, though, man. This is life for me. This is where I was shaped as a little kid because of this basketball. This basketball, man.
I think everyone knows, but you were a killer on the court.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was Allen Iverson as a kid.
Yeah, dude, Allen Iverson was, studied that guy religiously.
Yeah, but that's what I tell people. People don't even realize we had all this success in sports and basketball. People only start noticing me for being Lil Romeo. You know, they start forgetting that. First, I was Lil P. I was Percy Miller busting dudes' ass on the court. You know, working 10 times harder than anybody. Then I became Lil Romeo, and people like, oh, he's an entertainer. I'm like, nah, I've been an athlete my whole life, my brother. It's not a game. I haven't missed yet. That's all I got to say. We got proof. We got proof on the I haven't missed yet, man. That's all I got to say. We got proof, baby. I haven't missed yet. That's all I got to say. This is what I do. You want to know what sucks? I'm going to keep it 100 with you. My college career. So one of my best friends, you know, we decided, we made this pact, like, we want to go to school together. I don't care who's offering us this and that. Like, we're best friends, right? You want to build with your best friend. So me and DeMar decided to go to USC, but I had offers. I was going to go to Florida State. I was going to be the starting point guard there. Yeah. But I was going to be one of the starting point guards. I'll be the first man off the bench as a freshman at Florida State. They wanted me badly. DeMar was going to go to North Carolina. We came back home to LA, and then we had offers from UCLA, USC. So he's like, let's check out these schools. We could stay home. You know, we could still be best friends and, you know, build our legacy and empire together, hang out, because we're going to get older and have a family one day. So he's like, let's just go to USC together. We go to USC. Tim Floyd was an amazing coach my first year. He believed in me. He was like, Rome, next year, this is going to be your team. DeMar going to be gone. It's yours. Tim Floyd ended up leaving, getting out of USC.
I remember
We get the hell coach. I'm not going to say no names. And a guy came in and he literally judged me. He was like, why do you play basketball? You drive a better car than anybody at this campus. Why do you work so hard in something where you don't have to work hard in? I'm not going to lie, I don't cry, but like literally a tear wanted to come out of my eye. Not because I was sad, but because somebody's questioning me because I'm so
adult. What are you, 19, 20?
Adult, yeah. He's questioning me for working hard and doing something that I love.
Wow.
And I never even got the opportunity that I was supposed to have because at the end of my sophomore year, this coach came to me. He was like, I was pushing you because I wanted your scholarship. I thought that you were going to quit. So I thought I was going to be able to pick somebody I wanted to pick. he had this talk with me. And I was like, first off, you know, I had a messed up shoulder. I was at practice every day, beat up, banged up. But I was like, I was doing this because I loved it. You know, this was never about anything else. Like, this is what I love doing. I'm one of the best players. I didn't get to play. But you didn't play me because you just wanted my scholarship.
Wow.
And that's when it was like, I learned at a young age that life is very difficult and complex. A lot of things is politics.
Yep.
It's not what people think, you know?
I heard that story, and you said your dad said it's for a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
Something like that. So to take a failure where you feel like the world's coming down on you and you didn't play the sport you love because of politics.
This man didn't put me in one time. You know why? It's like, if I put you in and people seeing your true skills, they're going to question me why I'm not playing you more. But the one thing I do respect about him, where he was open and honest, you know, at the end of the day. And that's where I had that piece where it's just like, life isn't fair.
Yeah.
But somebody telling you all of that as a child is like, you grow up fast.
Yeah.
And it made me who I am today, though.
Yep.
You know? And like my pop said, that was all for a bigger purpose. I wasn't supposed to be the top athlete. I got the skills, but I'm not 6'5" like my dad. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not even 6'2", 6'3" like my
But
little
now you're going to
brothers.
make a bigger impact.
But I'm gonna make a bigger
Yeah.
impact.
Love
And
it.
that's what I learned. And after that, you know, people was telling me, you wanna change the world. You gonna do something that nobody else could do. But you gotta make sure you're following your purpose.
Yeah.
I feel God could give us a lot of talents, right? But we know what our God-given talent and gift is by whatever we inspire the most people with. And you are who you hang with. I was always with basketball players. So I'm like, man, I'm supposed to just be playing basketball too. It's like, no. It's like, you're good in basketball, but you're not a basketball player.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a different perspective. I take back my comment of beating you now.
Yeah. Let me see if I'm still going though, because I still haven't missed, man. Oh, there we go. Let's keep it pushing, man.
Spoke too
Come on.
soon.
Let's take a walk in the neighborhood.
So I want to hit on something. I've been excited.
Yeah.
You have a lot of influence already. Even though you don't focus on, like you said, a platform where you're inspiring, your work inspires, your hustle inspires, your grind inspires, your family inspires.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fans, a lot of loyal fans, whether they're from when you were 12, 13, whether they're from different movies, entertainment. And then you have this group of people, and I see it, and I'm sure you see it. I want to address this because I'm not a part of it, but it still pisses me off because it shows how sad society is.
You're kind of like my auntie who be the head of Bible study. I'm like, Aunt, don't go online. People don't get it. It's okay.
Yeah, and I get it, definitely.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we get haters. And all the greats, all the legends get haters.
Yeah.
But they say two things. They say, of course he's successful. He's Master P's son. If you gave me his money, I would do the same thing as him. What do you say to that?
The facts. They got people worth way more than us. Go Google those people families. See where their kids are. It's that simple. People think happiness is a direct correlation with success. They think that happiness is a direct correlation of money. And sadly, we see it this day. I mean, you know, prayers up for Demi Lovato. Happy she's pulling through. She's a fighter, but it's like almost took her own life. Look at Mac Miller, one of our more talented people out here. People think because he's selling out shows and have hit records that it's easy, that he's just living this amazing, happy life. But what I tell those people at the end of the day, like I just said, look around, just open your eyes. Dr. Dre have kids. What is his kids doing? I mean, I think one of his kids OD'd, you know? They got princes in Dubai and this and that, you know? They got people with way more than us where, what are their kids doing? And it's something where I really don't care about it as much. It just shows how narrow-minded
I
the world
I
is.
still wanted to get it out
Yeah.
because it's just like, it's
It's just sad
a reflection
because
of our society.
when you make things look easy, people are going to think it's easy. And I just tell people this. If somebody's making something look easy, don't you think maybe they've been through something more, something that you don't know about? Will Smith is the prime example. Will Smith was doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. People thought he was living the best life. Life is easy. This man came out and said he was living in his car.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. IRS took everything. He was living in his car during the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So at the end of the day, if anybody's out there chasing their dreams and their goals, you got to know that naysayers are going to come with it. People who's going to not understand your journey. But it wouldn't be your journey if you was doing it for them. But maybe the world will understand it better if I was a fuck up, huh? Sadly,
Maybe they could relate more.
Maybe that's what they're used to. People with money, they're assholes and they're going to fuck up. Doing what's right. And one of my close friends said it best. Selena Gomez was like, Rome, it's harder to actually do what's right. Doing what's wrong is easy. It don't take much thought. To go do something and mess up is easy. But if you want to do what's right, there's a lot of sacrifices that come with that. Why is that? Why is it harder to simply be a good person? And if it's so easy, well, your dad paved the way for you, you have this money, this and that. What about these grown men adults, celebrities that's out there who's going crazy?
Yeah. It's happening more than ever.
Every day you pull up something new where you see somebody lashing out about something.
So if you had to attribute literally staying humble and staying focused, regardless of the money you've had, the success you've had, do you attribute it to just your philosophy, your understanding of life, success, and legacy? Because I want people to understand that even though you know what's right, you know what you could do to be more popular, you could do to make more money in the moment, but you're so grounded on your principles. I don't see a lot of principle-based living these days, and I live by that. I was very lucky to have parents that I had to teach me principles and morals. But is that what you attribute it to?
It's simple. I don't live for man. I live for God. You know, a lot of people live in this materialistic world where they're doing things to please people who aren't giving anything to their lives. And when you realize what's the real reason of life, you got to go back before social media. You have to go back before technology. When people were just living on planet Earth to survive, to put food on the table for their family, life is very simple. We made it difficult. Now, people always say, oh, you're contradictive. You have jewelry and the nicest cars and this and that. You got to realize that don't make me rich. Now, nothing's wrong with wanting the nicer things, and people don't realize that you're going to get the nicer things if you're actually just doing things for the right reason. My dad, I feel, is one of the more blessed people on this planet because he do things for the right reason. He's not no CEO or no boss who's going to try to take advantage. He give you a deal, look, this is what it is, you know?
Handshake.
Exactly. Yep. He do something for you, you don't got to give it back. Just be grateful.
Huge. When
you do things for the right reasons, it comes back tenfold. It's in this thing called the Bible. Everything you need to know is right there. So it's like, I don't understand how a hater could be a hater or somebody could speak negative when they don't know you because they don't know what you've been through. And it definitely don't make sense in life to want to live life and not enjoy the finer things. Like, I'm not no perfect dude, and that's what I always tell people. I'm not trying to be no pastor, no preacher. I'm just trying to show the kids out there it's not about religion. It's about a relationship with God. You know, knowing that it's way bigger than us. And that's my biggest message I want to get out there. It's like, don't think you have to be perfect to be worth it. We all deserve greatness. Now, the truth behind it is, do you know that you deserve it?
It's mind-boggling. Like, it blows my mind, the amount of athletes, entertainers, whether it's NBA, NFL, we were looking up stats. I've talked about it in some of the stuff that I do. 60 to 80% of athletes go broke. And I don't mean they go broke for making 5 million. They go broke when they have 100 million.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to talk about this philosophy you learned from your dad. How are you not just making money, that's the first step, but how are you compounding, investing? What's your money mindset? And then using it to protect your family to where when you have kids, they're not worried about money. What's the mindset? Because it's amazing.
Generational wealth. That's what I learned from my pops.
Yeah, that's huge. This is a big subject.
Yeah.
I want athletes and entertainers to see this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's it from?
Probably them bricks you shot. So let's go over there. So y'all should be over there. Probably
Funny.
get some of this out. Yeah. No, it's all market. Just watch out. It's very simple, man. Generational wealth. You gotta know that you're doing this for more than just a moment. And you gotta know that you're using whatever platform that you're on to build other platforms and brands. Sadly, we live in a world where people are getting paid for their talents, not for their brain.
Wow.
Especially if we think about entertainers or athletes. They're getting paid for their talent. You don't have to go to school to do any of those, sadly. Now, one thing I realized when I'm sitting on top of the world and Nickelodeon's they're offering me millions and millions and more seasons to do the Romeo show, movie deals, et cetera, I have a decision to make. Do I want to go to school and actually, master my craft? Or do I just want to be super rich and be the most popular person? And then when it's gone, it's gone. I decided to go to college. I decided to get my education because that's the one thing I learned was the difference with my pops. My pops, you can go back. Go to my pops Instagram page at Master P. He just did this post with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg said, I was around everybody in the industry, but Master P was the only one who made real money.
Wow.
And I'm like, I understand this is my dad, but let me just step out of my body and just study my dad as a regular person. And the main thing my dad had that most entertainers and rappers didn't have was this business mind and education. My dad went to the University of Houston, so on a basketball scholarship. So he had this business mind, and he always knew that if they could do it, we could do it. A lot of people, especially athletes, think, oh, I'm just here to play basketball. You're here to play basketball, but don't most athletes' career in early 30s? Aren't we expected to live a lot longer than that?
You better think about that.
So if you're just here to play basketball, my brother, and you're only thinking about basketball and thinking the check's gonna keep coming in like that, you're gonna have a long, depressed life after basketball. And that's why I try to tell my friends, it's like, basketball isn't your life, man. Your life is your life. So prepare for your life. And just understand, like my dad say, go get educated in business. Economics is key, man. Just knowing your business. It's that simple, where a lot of athletes are just, entertainers don't know that you could audit the people who work for you. They don't know that, oh, well, I only have one financial advisor. Why don't I make sure that he's actually doing his job? Why don't I hire 3 more financial advisors if I'm making hundreds of millions of dollars? So this is what I don't understand with a lot of athletes, and that's why they lose so much. You have one person, one financial advisor handling your money. Who's checking up on him? You think that this person would be here in your life if you didn't make hundreds of millions?
Yeah.
Why is this person in your life? Only because you're making a lot of money. Everybody don't have a good heart. Yeah. And that's always been my key to life, where, look, I don't judge anybody, but at the end of the day, everybody start at 0. You got to prove to me you're worth it. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to business, I'm going to handle all my business. It takes a little bit more time. It took me going to get my education, going to film and business school, where even when I'm making movies, I learned the censorship side of it, learning the whole behind the scenes. It's like, if you truly want to prosper, you got to put in more work, and you got to get the education. But so it's sad.
What do you tell right now any athletes watching, whether they have millions, they don't know what to do next, or the young entrepreneurs that maybe have that future where they're going to start making millions?
Yeah.
What's the message to them? What tactically can they do now to make sure they protect that wealth for their future generations?
Yeah. Any athlete out there, this is what I'll tell them to protect their wealth. Stop thinking it's just about your sport. You got to think of life after the sport. And you got to surround yourself with the right team. What happens when you get money, people come, which means they're going to take. And we surround ourselves with people that don't deserve to be there, and without testing them and without checking up on them. So my advice to them is just be more than an athlete. I mean, we have people who's doing it. Look at LeBron James. He's the perfect example, where even the people in his life, he set up even the people in his life who were educated and went to school to set them up for success.
I see how tight your family is. I see how selective you are with who you allow in your inner circle. For everyone listening, how important is it to protect your circle of influence and to really craft a great inner circle for you in your life?
You are who you hang with. You know, I know it may sound cliche because people have been saying that since we were little kids. But as you grow older, you start realizing that if I'm hanging with people that are thieves, I'm going to be a thief. Even if I'm not the one stealing, people are going to look at me that way. Yeah. If I'm hanging with people that, you know, are smart young people who's making a difference, people are going to look at me in that light. So it's simple. You are who you hang with, but I think it's harder, especially when you're chasing your dreams, because a lot of young people think, I'm chasing my dreams, I have to hang with this crowd, or I have to do it this way. And I'm a prime example of that. You know, I'm never just hanging with people just because that's who I'm supposed to hang with because I'm a celebrity. You know, I make sure I hang with people who have the same morals, you know, who do want more out of life, and people who do want to change the world. Good people. Nobody's perfect, but it's about being with good people. And I think we take that for granted. But you can ask some of my exes, man. You know, I got a lot of exes where there's like, Rome, I came into your life and I'm 10 times better because you showed me that you are who you hang with. You know, one of my exes, I gave her this business where I invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into. Yeah, I'm not gonna give too many details, but I'm like, look, I want you to be a boss. I want you to be your own boss, and you don't have to go to these auditions and just get hit on because you're beautiful. Like, I'm gonna give you this and make sure, you know, you keep this thing going. You gotta imagine, if you're hanging with a different type of dude, he may just wanna, you know, put handcuffs on you or be like, I don't want you to go out and live your best life. But even that situation where it's just like, look, I know I'm not gonna be with you, but this is what I want for you. And I know this is what you want, so make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people as well. Even like my homies out there, I'm like, bro, I got love for you, but if you're not focused on the right page, we can't be hanging out every day. You know, when you get your shit together, come holler at me. But I'm a man on a mission right now. And I think having that strong bond with my family always helped because I never felt the need to go seek it from others.
Yeah.
So
that's so important.
Yeah.
Even to the parents out there, to brothers, sisters, if you have an impact on your family, understand how important that is.
It's very important. And it's one of those situations my pops always say, you could choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. So choose your friends wisely. I'm just saying, it's gonna make the biggest difference on your life and your future.
Huge, man. World-class dude right here. What's next for you? You have a lot of stuff coming out. Actually, we're gonna try and turn this interview quick. You have a movie coming out that I didn't know was the true story of your uncle being locked up for prison, wrongfully
true story for
accused.
a lot of men out there.
Wow.
You know, being accused for something that they didn't do. My new movie is called Never Heard. We got David Banner in there who did an amazing job. We got Carucci in there, Robin Givens, amazing cast. And it's basically, it's relating to what's going on in our world today. Men and women being locked up, mostly because of, maybe we're gonna keep it real, their skin color, where they're from. But they're innocent and they're fighting for their freedom. And that's what my Uncle Corey Miller's been going through for over 16, 17 years. This man been locked up when they know that he's innocent. But it shows that we got a long way to go, America. Yeah. We live in a world where an innocent man could be fighting for their freedom. And that's why this movie is so important. And this is what I wanted to start my leading man as an adult off as. When you go watch a Romeo Miller movie, you're gonna go into this movie theater, but you're also gonna learn something. And it's gonna be something impactful and something that's going on in the real world. So this movie, Never Heard, it comes out November 1st. Y'all just go to my Instagram, all the info right there, or go to Never Heard Movie on Instagram, and you can find out all the details where to watch it at. So this movie this is what we need. But it's sad to think that we're in 2018 and we're still going through things like this.
November 1st.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that.
Thank you.
A true legend, man. Not just a legend, an entertainer, entrepreneur, actor, musician, but a world-class dude. All love, man. Much respect.
Appreciate you. Same to you, man.
To get this out here.
It's time to change the world, baby.